Hi, everyone. I am Ayana Faye, and this is another episode of Savage Season. I'm super excited because I have one of my homeboys here, Chonye, coming to represent for the Dallas celebrities, the Dallas musicians. All right, so for those who might not know who you are, Chonye, go ahead and introduce yourself.
First, what's up, y'all? Shout out to you. Before I introduce myself, shout out to you because
Uh,
doing doing this is like I know we've talked about it for a long time, and I'm glad that you're finally doing it.
I did try.
Um, um, I, for those that don't know Chonye, young fly Nigerian.
Mm,
Um, I love fashion.
love it.
I do tech. I make music.
You make money.
Uh, we thank God. We thank God. Probably the coolest guy that you never knew. So
Love
yeah.
it. That's a good way to introduce yourself. Okay. No, I love it. I love it. So I really wanted Chonye to come on here and just talk about his music. So he was one of the first people I met in Dallas. And it's been outside since. However, like anytime he's like performing, like it's always a chance to see you like in a different glow, like in
Right.
your like own. And even when you walk into the room, like your presence, like it just gives like I'm Chonye. And so that's very admirable. And so
Mhm.
I always want to bring people on here that are doing things that can inspire other people. And so I want to talk about like the beginning of your music. What inspired you to get into music? And was there a specific moment that kind of sparked your journey?
So it's in phases, right? So I've always been an artsy kid. Always been an artsy kid. I'm probably like the most artsy in my family.
Hmm.
But I'm also like the first born child of, to a Nigerian family. So there was
Mm.
no way to really tell my parents that I wanted to just do music,
It's
right?
just lawyer or doctor.
Yeah, that part. But I remember like as a kid, not to date myself, but
Mm.
I'll take like my uncle's cassettes and like the CDs and stuff like that. I'll play it and play, pause, write the song, and rewrite the songs and stuff like that. So I knew like there was something there, right?
Hmm.
Um, and fast forward, I leave Nigeria. I come to the States. I remember was my first major was computer.
Mm.
But then somewhere down the line, I told my mom I wanted to do I wanted to do music production, and she didn't even respond to me. She
Because
just
he didn't even take you
yeah, she was
seriously.
just looking at me like, okay, when you're done, you're just gonna go back to to default. Like,
Okay.
so that kind of like just dimmed everything. But in my head, I was still like, well, opportunities will come where like my friends had like studios in their houses, or like I would get opportunity to do like spoken words and things like that.
Mm.
So things would still manifest, like it would just be
Mm.
happening. And I remember one day I had a dream, and I don't remember all my dreams, but this particular one,
Mm.
um, I was on a stage with a mic,
Mm-hmm.
and people were cheering me on. I hope it wasn't booze, but
Oh, you don't remember your dream film
but
booze or not?
but from what I remember, it was they were cheering me on. So that's when it just kind of stuck in my head. I'm like, you know what? When when the time presents itself, I'm going to like try this. And
And you were in a perfect place. You were in Atlanta.
right. So, we got to the point then, like, fast forward a little bit after college, we got to the point where it was one of my close college friends. He was the one that always had the studio. Now we were like doing business together, like, living together and everything. And like we're doing our thing in
Mm.
Atlanta. And we had a studio in the house. I'm just there recording, and that was it. I think that was like 2017. Then I rebranded in 2021.
So what were you originally? You said you rebranded.
Yeah, so we were making music together. So it was kind of like it wasn't a group, but it was like two people making music together. So
Oh,
yeah, it
like
was
Metro Boomin and
right,
Future. Is that
right.
the people that go together?
Yeah, they go together.
Okay. Okay. I had to make sure. You know, I don't know.
Yes, they go together.
Okay.
But yeah, it was kind of like that. But we knew that at some point, if we decided to go different directions, we could just take it different directions. So, but we made music together, and we were called Masterminds.
Oh.
Yeah, that was interesting, isn't it? So we
Okay.
released some
5 and
songs,
6.
right? That part.
Okay.
And then after that, we we kind of like started doing our thing separately, and then I did the rebrand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where did you, I know you had told me before, I didn't even have this as a question, but where did you get your name Chonye from?
Very good question. I actually just told this story to my friend like yesterday.
Mm.
So lots of things was happening in Atlanta, and I went to Houston for a little bit. Like just a lot was going on in Atlanta, right? Like so I went to Houston for just for a break. I needed to like just hear myself, hear my thoughts. So I get to Houston and I'm chilling. And this is the time where like there's a degree of separation between me and my boy that were making music, right? Kind of like going different directions, and we knew it.
Yeah.
But so I called him. So well, before I called him, I'm on the tape. I'm sitting down, just watching TV and like drawing things out and stuff like that. And I just kind of drew the name. I drew Chonye,
Mm.
like the logo and everything.
But where does Chonye come from? It comes from your last name, right?
Yes, Chonye comes from my last name. So yeah.
And what is your last name?
It's a short. I don't want them to find me.
Oh! Okay, so
I don't want them to find
it's
me.
fine. We'll just say Chonye is in your last
Yeah,
name.
yes.
Who's coming after you, please?
I don't know. This you're the one with the famous
Oh
podcast.
my God. Okay, so you were drawing Chonye.
Yeah, so I had the name drawn out, and at that moment, I was actually like I just felt very calm and very like pleased because I was thinking about okay, if this doesn't work, like if we decided to go separate ways, or because at this point we had like maybe like 100 songs, right? Like we've recorded, we put some stuff out, but we just recorded like over 100 songs. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, hey, what happens to these songs? Like, what am I gonna do? Like,
Right.
do I want to continue this journey or do I just want to like, F it? So I kind of made up my mind. You know what? I'll give it a shot. I had the name drawn. Then I gave him a call. I'm like, hey, listen, I don't know what direction you're trying to go, but I'm still thinking like, even if we are like in two different cities or whatever, I still want to put music out. And at that point, we kind of talked over it. He decided he wasn't really going to be like heavy on the music side. So I said, you know what? I'm just go ahead and do my own thing.
Oh my God, it's like JT and Carisha.
Is that what's happening with them?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's what's going on.
Do we have to pick one or the other?
I mean, it depends on the type of time that you're trying to have. If you're trying to have a more like Rick Owens, like darker time, like a vibe, but like kind of dark is JT. But you're trying to have a sexy, fun outside City Girls.
Wait, hold up.
That's Carisha.
Okay, but wait. I know one got like big boobs. Who's the one with the big boobs?
That's JT.
Okay.
Just like a man. Just like a man. But everybody say JT is the better rapper. But Carisha's like the fun, like she like the fun girl.
Oh, she's the one with the podcast.
Yeah, Carisha, please. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's my girl.
Well, listen. City girls, city boys,
So City Girls, City Boys was the masterminds, and then Chonye decided to break off, and you did like JT. You continued.
Wait, does Carisha not do music anymore?
Not really.
She's stuck under that whole Diddy.
Well, I think she's gotten out of it. I mean, people they're kind of disassociating her with it because she's kind of like, she been kind of do her own thing. So I feel like she's still kind of outside. It's not like she's hiding or anything like that. Because I feel like when they first did it, she was like, we ain't hear nothing from her. It was like silence. But then she did an episode and people still were kind of like, I don't know if I'm fucking with her. But like now, I feel like it's not died down where people don't, like, people gonna remember it. Like, you was with Diddy.
Because she was with Diddy,
yeah, because you were with Diddy, like, during everything. However, like, I think she's slowly coming to her own. But JT has, like, fully, like, kind of, like, rebranded herself. Yeah.
And they're all under, I mean, not to get long-winded about it, but they were all under QC. So, like,
yeah, quality control.
You know what? No further questions.
Oh, well, actually, we're going to talk about the industry. That was actually one of the questions that we had here. What is it like? Because you're independent.
Right.
So what is it like? What are some of the challenges, like the pros, the cons of being an independent artist?
Independent artists or being independent is expensive. That's probably the biggest thing, right? It's expensive and it's kind of, it's a few things. Expensive is one of it. trying to find your kind of your people, your team is probably the other thing I would say, because I think if you're independent and you have the right team, you would you will move, a lot more clinical.
Mm.
But I think just being it's just expensive. Like you have to pay for the things that the labels are paying for, and because it's so many musicians out there, so much music coming out, it's um it's just it's just hard to kind of weed through that and put yourself out there. I think that's just the biggest thing. Making music is fun. Like it's you make making music is probably the best part of this whole process, right?
Mm.
Performing is probably the other part where it's like, okay, great, but marketing,
I was just gonna
that's
say.
ass. Marketing's ass.
I was just gonna say, right, because I hate marketing.
Oh
Even
my
like for this
god.
show, like I'm thinking like Jesus Christ, like what am I gonna do? What am I gonna like? How am I even gonna sell it out when it first comes out? Like that whole process of like just putting yourself out there. That's the most part I hate about writing books too,
Right, right,
is the
right,
sales part.
right.
So how do you like manage that? You do well though. Like you're a content creator. In case anybody didn't
Well,
know.
well, I could do much better. I won't even lie. I think I'm stuck between uh these two worlds of like, and it's not an excuse, right? But trying to maintain a really like buff professional career and like keep your creative juices flowing, right? Um, and content creation is actually difficult. Like
So
it's
difficult.
it's
It's a
actually
full
difficult.
time
It's a
job.
full time job.
Absolutely.
But I think all in all, you have to remove if you're a perfectionist, you have to like kind of like take that to the wayside, because if you're like me, always waiting for the perfect video, the perfect time, you're not gonna post. Like
Mm.
my phone right now has crazy content. Do I post it?
Right.
Nope.
Where is it? We're waiting. Where is the
Because I'm always
content?
when I watch the video over, I'm like, I don't like this. Let me
You
go
just
back
have
and
to post
you just
it.
have to post it. You just have to be in front of people
But
all the time.
that's why I don't post on Instagram anymore. Like you notice, like I don't post that on TikTok. I post every single day. I will post
Well,
twice a day on TikTok. But Instagram gives me anxiety because I feel like everybody on Instagram I know.
right,
Like
right,
TikTok was like random
right.
people.
Random people. Whatever happens,
Yeah,
happens.
whatever
Right,
happens, happens. They don't like
right,
it. It doesn't matter.
right.
Like,
I think I'm about to one. We're going to talk about the whole, what's going on with TikTok, but I think with IG, I'm really about to be like, fuck it. Like I really, whatever you want to think
yeah,
it.
but you
Like
have to.
you have to.
Like that's how they make it big. I have content creator friends who like live off of it,
Right.
and that's the like first advice they give you. They like you can't give a fuck.
You can't. You really
Like you
can't.
really like they be doing the most stupidest shit,
Like.
but are on the news. Like they like if their last deal was like with Sonic, like
Wow.
the restaurant,
Right.
like and they're doing the dumbest like stuff.
Yeah, you can't. You really can't. You really can't. Like I remember one time I was like heavily posting, and this girl gets in my DM. She's like, yeah, like I like your content, but like I shouldn't. I was posting my songs, of course, and she's like I shouldn't make it redundant. And for somebody that's always like, I'm not a astrology type of guy, but I'm a Libra. So for whatever reason, I'll be giving a little bit of a fuck, a little bit. It's like a trinklet of a fuck,
Mm.
and so
So it
like
got in your head.
it got in my head like for real. And later on, I'm like, yo, I don't even know you like that. Like you can unfollow me, oh. Like,
Yes,
so
like you don't have to follow me.
You do not have to follow me.
Yeah.
So but I think you can't care like what nobody's saying. Just be in front of people,
Mm.
and whatever they say about you, that's how the news travels. Like
Yeah.
some people are gonna like you for different things, right?
Mhm.
Like some people are gonna like you for like there are people on my page that like me for fashion. Probably don't even care that I make music. Like, and there are people that like they don't care what I wear. It's like, oh, like this song is like my jam, and
Yeah.
they be in my DMs talking about it. So it is what it is.
I feel you on that. Okay, I want to get back to your creative
Okay.
juices. So, where does your inspiration come from? What is like the songwriting? Like, what does that look like for you?
Man, we're on vibes and inshallah, man.
Inshallah.
We're on vibes and inshallah. Like, okay, so if you're talking about like how I make, like, what comes first,
Yeah, what
um,
comes first when you start, like when you know, like I need to make music? Is it the thought in your head also like I need to make music first, or is it the thought in your head like this just inspired me, like I want to write about this?
I think for me, I do like I just gotta be making music. Like I just have to
Mm.
be in the ring. I have to be doing something, right? Like I spent some time like not really making music, and I didn't really when I came out on the other side, I'm like, okay, what really stopped me from making music? Like the whole time I wasn't making music. Like I could have
Mm.
just been in the ring. I didn't have to put anything out.
Right.
Nobody had to know I was making music, but just being actively like making music would sharpen your skills, of course.
Yeah.
So for me, that's one. So I make a lot of music that is just not out. Like I just make music and
It's
keep
like
it
your
in
content that you're holding hostage.
that part. That part. But like during the process, the beat has to speak first. If I
Okay.
like the beat, then we're off to a good start,
Do you
right?
work with a lot of Dallas producers, or because I know at one point we went to Nigeria, like you were
Yeah,
doing music there
yeah,
too.
yeah. Shout out to my boy Tex out in Nigeria, and yeah, I work with like Mafia J out here in Dallas. I work with other artists. A bunch of the other beats are just kind of like people that send me stuff
Mm.
from all over the world.
So you find the
But
beat.
yeah, I find the beat and I find the vibe. Like
Okay.
if the beat like speaks to me, then I try to get the melody together. Then I do the lyrics after.
You do a little.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That part.
Okay, so do you like cause you do like a little mix, you're kind of like a little Drake-ish, where you like sing, but you're like you do
Right.
a little like lyrical, cause you're not like I don't feel like you fully rap,
Yeah.
but you like a lyricist.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't. I don't. I'm not a rapper. I think.
Spitter.
Yeah. I'm not a full on rapper for
Hmm.
sure. Um, I think melody is always like so far you're melodious, right? Like so far you're able to give some kind of rhythm.
Hmm.
That's the base, right?
Okay.
If you're a rapper that has some kind of like you do some melodies and stuff, I think that's a good thing. You don't want to be like hardcore rapping and just wordplay all day.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think like I have a good mix of both because growing up I listened to all kinds of music.
Right. Who was
Um,
playing in Nigeria when you were growing up?
Man, I mean, outside of playing in Nigeria, I think it was also a thing of like, cousins and uncles and aunts that would bring music from wherever, right? So,
Mm.
one of my favorite like albums when I was growing up was like Craig David's Born to Do It.
Okay.
Yeah, I really, really like that album.
Like a little
You know what I
soul.
mean? Like,
It's in your vibe. Okay.
like, cause like sometime like after I started making music, I started thinking about I'm like, why is my sound the way it is, right? And I think it's just my music palette.
Your musical
Yeah,
influences. Yeah.
my dad had mad albums from like my mom's favorite artist was Whitney Houston, so we had a bunch of Whitney Houston albums.
Nice.
My dad had a bunch of like compilation albums, so like he had Ja Rule, had
Your dad was listening to Ja Rule
he was listening to
in
Ja Rule.
Nigeria.
He was listening to Ja Rule though. He shocked me. He shocked me. He
Okay.
shocked me. Busta Rhymes. And then we go to
Your dad was mad New York.
you feel me
Like
like that part. Then he'll switch it up and go like all the way to Lionel Richie. So it was a good blend, right? And when I started finding my own taste, I think one of my favorite albums that I ever had, like I bought myself, was Kanye's album. Yeah, so Kanye is like a
which
big
album? Because I'm
inspiration.
I'm a
College,
Kanye.
yeah, college
College
dropout. Yeah,
Dropout.
I was like,
Okay.
I literally would sleep with the album just playing.
Playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. So yeah, that really did a number on me. But for the most part, like my dad had a lot of compilation albums. So I just had a bunch of different artists to like listen to from Wyclef. I listened to a lot of Wyclef as well. So yeah, it was a
That's why
good
you have
mix.
deluxe.
Yeah,
Okay.
but deluxe came. I just didn't go to the barber.
Okay. It started growing like
It just
that.
started going.
Okay, I understand. Okay, so how do you know when a song is finished?
I think again, going back to the perfectionist side of me, and like I'm always nitpicking something, but when I'm done with the lyrics, I'm like, okay, this is what I actually wanted to say, and it's sitting in pocket. That's the second thing, and then it goes for the mixing and mastering, and that now I now have the actual song. I play for people, the reaction tells me, okay, this one is ready to go.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who? So, because I've been to have I been to a listening party? No, you
No.
played music for me
Yeah, I
though.
played music
Is
for
it
you.
more so organic like that, where it's like you get, like you just get one or two people that you like,
Yeah, that I
that
that
you
I make,
vibe
yeah,
with?
that I vibe with. I like their ear, and it doesn't have to be like it's not the same people all the time. So
Right.
like you said, I've played music for you. Like when I play the music, I see your reaction. I'm like,
You know, I feel like I know like good music.
yeah, no,
Like
I definitely trust your taste.
I feel like I listen to albums and I know which song is gonna be a hit.
Right, right.
And and
So
like
you're an air now
and
as
my
well.
ear is like one of my homies, like he's an old head DJ in Chicago.
Right.
And like he was playing this song and I was like, I didn't know nobody know this song. It was like a One Day Cold song. I was like, this is one of my favorite songs. He was like, yo, like your ear is good. You should have been the DJ. And I was like, I should have been a DJ.
No, yeah, I mean I'll give you one thing, right? I'll give you one thing. I think you're true like creative fashion. You got the fashion sense.
I
Obviously
appreciate
we're
it.
on your podcast right
I don't
now.
even feel like I'm
And
a fashion girly, but I appreciate
no,
it. I
you be putting the
study.
shit on.
I thank
You
you.
be putting the shit
I
on.
try. You know, it's Dallas, so it's kind of like in between.
Right.
They not really like the fashion.
Do you really feel that way? Because I actually had a homegirl that moved here from Atlanta, right?
Mm.
And one of her biggest reasons why she moved back was that she's like, Dallas, like, they just don't be putting the shit on. I'm like, yo, that
I
can't be
think
a
it.
full reason to move back.
No,
But
that's
okay.
no reason to move back. Actually.
Because she dresses up everywhere, like everywhere. I'm like, yo,
Yeah, but I think it depends on like who you're around. Like I
mm,
feel like our like tribe, like I feel like we dress,
right.
I also feel like I hang around like a lot of like Africans. Like for
Mhm.
the most part, like most of my Nigerian friends, like I know they're
You mean to
dressing
tell
up.
me you're not African? No, I'm just
And
messing.
first of all, let's make it very clear. I'm very proud to be Caribbean American. But like being around and I think like I got that influence too. It was two influences that I got when it comes to fashion. And one was when I was in college, like I went to college in New York at one point.
Okay.
And I remember my New York friend was like, don't go back to Chicago not knowing how to dress. I mean, Chicago is not like it's not it. But also one of my friends that's Nigerian, like she is a true like
Fashion
Igbo,
girl, yeah.
like fashion. She's the one who's a designer.
Okay.
So like going out with her, like you was either gonna keep up or get left behind.
Right.
Because like
That
she's
is
gonna
a
be
thing.
yeah,
That
she's
is a
gonna be
thing.
dressed like every time. And so even like she was the one who I went to like see in Lagos.
Oh, she was on that got married?
Yeah, they got
Okay.
married. And so like even like going there, I was telling like one of my friends, like, yo, like, no, get your best outfits because like she don't play. Like
Put that shit on.
this is not a game for her. So let's go into fashion. Like what does that mean for you? How did you kind of come into like really like making that a part of your aesthetic?
Fashion. So truly, fashion is probably like my first love. Like as far as like art goes, as since I was a kid, right? Like even with my mom's friends, I realized I would gravitate to the ones that dress better. If you don't dress nice, like
He
leave me
said,
alone.
you're not a woman that dresses
You
nice. You
feel
don't have
me?
a
Like,
dress.
it's a real thing. Like
Do you
I
feel like you're able to date like a girl that doesn't dress
no,
well?
it's literally a character. I can tell
But
you
you
that.
can't help her, no?
Uh, be- some people, that's just how they are. Like some people are not like they're not fashion people.
Yeah.
So like
And I feel like it's a skill.
it is.
Like I honestly gonna lie, like even like I can scroll for hours just looking at like I'll just be looking on like one of like the department stores, like Nordstrom or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll be, because it does a compilation of like the new like things that have come out.
Right.
So I'll literally go to the new things and just scroll through to see. Even like I remember when the little purses were coming out, like the Jacquemus.
Right.
Like I saw when they first like started that mini bag thing,
Right.
and so like it's literally like like it has to be a part of you, almost a part of like.
Yeah, you have to. You have to care for it.
Yeah.
Some people don't care for it. Like I've known people that, and this wasn't even a girl. Was a guy. It was a guy friend, right? He doesn't wear. He only wears solid colors, black or blue. Matter of fact, if you put brown on his body, he might start shaking.
Oh.
Like, so it's just not him, and he would have me like style him sometimes. So I had to slowly like kind of win him off that. First, I started with like giving him black or blue with patterns.
Okay.
Right, and then the day I put prints on him, he almost lost his mind. He didn't know what to do with his body. He was very confused. So like you have to care for fashion, right? Some people don't care, and that's fine. That's fine, you know. I'm not one of those people that like my casual is still dressy.
Yeah,
you know?
it is. I remember we went to Saya and they were trying to tell you that your mules were slippers.
I remember that day. I remember that day.
And Saya is so funny acting. Like, they always embarrass me when I bring people from outside, like from out of town. And I always tell them, like, let me see what you have on, because Saya is so funny acting. Like, it's every day. They don't know which day they want to tell you that you can't wear what you want to wear.
You know what? I did hear that, you know, the owner is very temperamental. So like the guy wakes up one morning and, you know, just
he's not well.
Yeah, just make a new rule. Because even at some point they told me I couldn't wear like glasses. Like I couldn't wear my glasses in there, right?
Your sunglasses.
Yeah, sunglasses, but like something I haven't like this right now.
Yeah.
I couldn't wear this. And I'm like, but you can see my eyes. I can see your eyes. We both can see each other. We are looking at each other. Like, so like, and the guy literally, the security guy showed me the message. He was like, bro, it's not, I'm not trying to be an asshole. Like the owner just texted us today. He was like, no more. I'm like, who pissed you off? That was wearing sunglasses.
Started shooting a net.
Right. Like, so the guy, the you know, that's just Saya. But yeah, like they be, man, let those guys go. I haven't even been there in such a long time.
Okay, you know that's my spot. But I've been cheating on with them with La Pasha. Anyways.
Where is that?
La Pasha's in Addison. It has the best hookah in Dallas. Like, I vouch for them.
Does it?
Yes. I vouch for them. It's because Arabs are fully running that place. And the people that are in there are Arab people. So they're making sure that the hookah is correct.
Is it like
it's on Beltline? Yeah, it's on Beltline.
Interesting.
And they have one in Houston. They just opened one here maybe like a month or two ago.
Something is happening.
So things are happening. I would literally go all the way to Addison in my Uber to go smoke hookah at La Pasha. So you know the
hookah gotta be good.
The hookah is good.
But do they like have drinks and stuff? Or just
it's halal.
Oh, okay.
So it's no drinks. But I mean, I've just been getting green mint tea like with agave on the side.
Yeah, it be hitting too.
It hits, like it hits. But yeah, no, we're talking about you, Justin. Like your casual is like still like a vibe, which that's why like I intentionally like to do too, because I feel like if you like don't put it on one day, that is the day like you'll forget.
Yes.
Like what is like
everybody, the people you don't need to see, you see them that day. That day. So like I'm not even when I go to like the airport, like what the bonnets piss me off.
Oh, the girls in the bonnets.
Girls in the bonnets.
I feel like that was you had to learn that in your house.
Oh my.
You had to learn. Like my mom wouldn't let us go. Like my mom, she was a fashionista, but I feel like when it came to us, she was like, I just want them to dress like kids, which was just, it wasn't like the fashion. It wasn't the fashion kid.
Right.
Like sometimes it was very questionable at a certain age. However, she was very like we could not go outside looking crazy.
You should never.
So like growing
representation of your family.
I know that was the thing. She was like, people like you're representing your family.
Okay? Like
no, yeah. So like the bonnets are crazy, but I was gonna say like I feel like when like fashion for me like it became a habit.
Right.
So like if I wasn't intentional about one outfit, I felt like I was like. it was going to make me like fall back almost. Like, you know how like you have to like continue to do things for it to be a habit.
Right.
Like I feel like if I like stop doing one thing, then one day I would just come out looking crazy because I'm not used to like being intentional about what I'm putting on.
Yeah. No, I mean, from what I know, you be putting shit on. I think it's advisable that everybody should, well, if you care enough, always look your best self wherever whenever you're stepping out of your space, right? Like even when I go downstairs now, obviously I'm not going to put.
What are you wearing when you go to Kroger's?
I mean, it'd be casual but fly.
The daddies be in Kroger's.
Listen, it'd be casual. It'd be casual but fly. Like just in case. Like I remember one day I went, like I think I left the gym and I went to Kroger. That was the day I saw like some girl. It was like some time back. There's some girl I used to talk to. I'm like, like now she looking at me like, yo, what happened to you? You don't fell off. I'm looking at her like, yo, listen, you caught me on my bad day. Like,
She probably walks out like, yeah, I did exactly what I needed to do to let him go.
You feel me? Like, I'm like, damn. The first day,
No, I don't play about Kroger's because the Kroger, like, everybody's in that Kroger.
Right.
Like, I've run into situations in that Kroger's. I'm like, oh, thank God. Like,
I've kind of switched to. I still go to Kroger, but I've kind of switched to Costco now.
Oh, you're bougie. You have membership.
I got a little bougie here,
Okay.
A little
membership. Wow.
Yeah, first, like you actually do save a whole lot. I mean, it's better when you have a family, but if you even for like
who are you eating for? You and who?
Man, I just be making the food and eating.
No, you could cook. I'm not even gonna hold him. He cooks. He cook like he makes meals.
I appreciate you. Holla at your boy.
Okay.
Holla at your boy.
Don't worry. Let's transition for that. Holla at your boy. So this dating life. All right. So. What's the vibe with the dating? Are we seeing marriage in the next year? In Nigerian years, like you're already late.
That part. That part. Marriage. I've come a long way from like when I was younger. Marriage wasn't a thing for me. I actually thought. They might kill me online for this, but
go ahead.
Anyways.
Speak very clearly so they can hear you.
No, but I thought that music would take me around the world and I'll find my tribe, I'll find my person, I'll find my people.
Like a nomad.
Yeah, like a nomad.
As somebody who travels around the world,
and
you just come back home.
But I always entertain the thought of like, my person could be like in another country or my people could be in different countries. And, if we so happen to have, a kid, then we have a kid.
Oh, so you were like my grandfather and them. They just have kids on the different islands. Rest in peace. Let me not shame my family. However, this is what the island men do. They'll just go to the they'll go to the Bahamas, have baby there, have baby Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic.
That's literally, like, at some point I was like, you know what? I can see myself like having, just finding my people, however that looked. And then I kind of refined the thought, and now marriage is something that I'm open to.
Okay.
Right? I'm still like, being that we're in America, like the paperwork part of marriage, I don't like.
It's very business contract.
I don't like it.
Don't file taxes together.
I don't like it.
You'll collect their debt. They'll collect your debt.
That part,
Just file single.
not effing with it at all. So trying to come to terms with that. But I think the idea of having your person is a beautiful thing. Building a family unit. It's a beautiful thing. But it's muddy waters, out here, man. Like, finding your person is definitely like pretty difficult. And but I think it's still doable. I think it's a beautiful thing.
I think it's literally like the most ghettoest thing between last year and like it's like it just used to be piss in the data pool is what we would say. However, like I think that this year has like I've seen more of like my friends and stuff like that, like manifesting love this year,
Right.
or like marriages, and I think it's not so much like of a I give up. I feel
Right.
like at the end of last year, everybody was like I give up,
Yeah, no,
like I'm not doing it no more.
no, but you know, I think, I mean, I definitely believe that life is, moves in cycles, right? Like, if you remember, like when there was some point that IG was just like a bunch of, just like booty videos, and over time it kind of like slowed down and things like
Mhm.
that. So I think we went through this cycle of, you know, everybody just not feeling this whole marriage and dating thing. And I think
Yeah,
we're kind of getting into the cycle now that people are like, you know what? I've had enough. Let me
yeah,
just find my person and settle down.
yeah,
Which it's a beautiful thing. I think we're
yeah.
also gonna get out of it at some point. Probably our kids, but
Yeah, I think it's like, especially like getting older, like it's just very odd to date. Like even at my age, like I feel like guys, like of course they have the upper hand,
right.
but I do think like the extortion of of men right now is at an all time high too. So I think on both ends, it's like just like trust issues.
When you
Like
say extortion,
I'm talking about the girls in
they
Atlanta.
are finishing. My
It's
fellow
not the
men,
Dallas girls.
stay strong. Oh Lord.
It's not the Dallas girls. My
No,
friend has told me, hey,
I think it's girls everywhere, but
is it Dallas girls too that asking for Birkin on the first date?
everywhere. But Atlanta is worse because Atlanta is in the forefront of this nonsense. But
Mm.
um,
But I heard they
but
can't really
it's
do too
everywhere.
much right now. They can't move how they want because all the scammers are in jail now.
And they've also moved. They are tired. Everybody's tired. How many Birkins
No, for
for a
real.
little piece of pum pum? That's crazy.
And it's not even real Birkin. I realized, like, I was watching this TikTok and this girl was talking about how her man started her MS journey. And I really had to put into concept, like, no, you really can't just go into the store and buy a Birkin.
No, you can't.
Like, you really have to start the journey, like, buying stuff, getting on the list, and then they select you.
Do you remember like when we're getting the refund checks and stuff like that, and how everybody, like, the lines at like Louis Vuitton and Hermes was like crazy. I'm like,
Yeah.
this, like, the need to have these things is just, it's insane to me. But yeah, my guys stay strong, man. They
Yeah.
they going through it right now, man.
Do you feel like it would be difficult to balance like your music and like just like your career in general? Because like we haven't even talked about like you and your multiple streams of income.
Right.
Like you work a lot.
Right.
He be outside though. Don't get me wrong. Like he be
They say
outside.
all work and no play,
He outside. But do you feel like you are like eventually gonna be in that state? Because like when you start a family, like it's kids and stuff. Like the day you're driving a soccer car, a
you,
football.
you know, um,
How do you feel like you're gonna balance it,
I,
or do you feel like you can?
I know I can.
Okay.
I really don't know what this music holds for me.
Mm.
I'm also not like trying to engineer it myself. I think I'm just making the music, having a good time, and leaving it up to God. I put it out, however it goes, it goes.
Mm.
So if it happens that I am, the biggest artist in the world, then I'll deal with it then, right? Like, then that's God's will, and He'll give me the strength for it. But as far as just like me personally trying to balance it, I think prioritizing stuff, right? Like, when the bag is calling, we go get the bag. If not, come on, sit down, because we're also in a very, very like muddy time where the fangirls and the groupie life, it's kind of a little too much. Like
That was one of the questions I had. Like, well, how does social media? Who be sliding into your DMs? Is
I
it?
mean, they're sliding. They're sliding. When they slide, they will unslide.
Are there any married ones sliding into your DMs?
Yo, no,
Because one of my homies told me that he's like older now. I think he's like 40, maybe something like that. He said, and he's single, and what he gets now is the married girls.
yeah, no, I don't think I have married girls. I think I have some older women though. I have like
The cougars.
some for.
You have any sugar mommies?
No, I don't have sugar mommy.
Okay.
But sugar mommy. Yeah, you.
It's not your announcement.
Sugar mommies.
He's calling you.
times are hard.
Oh my, times are not that hard in Jesus'
Times
name.
are hard, though. Listen, with this new guy in the office, times are hard.
Oh
Please
my, no,
bring money.
yeah. I don't even want to talk about politics on this show. Please don't stress. Okay, so social media is one thing. Let's talk about like your community.
Right.
So who would you consider as like your mentors in your life? Like, do you have people that really influence you? I was talking about like reasons like I was bringing you on the show because I feel like you're somebody within my community that I just want to sit and listen to what you're thinking about, like
Right.
especially when it comes to investments,
Right.
because like I know like you're that person that's already in it,
Right.
and so for me it's like always putting myself in a room with somebody who's where I would like to
Okay.
be.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
who do you feel like is that like you have those people in your life now?
Okay, so such a good question. For the longest time, I always heard like get mentors, get mentors. Whereas I think it's a beautiful thing. I really, really do.
If you don't have any, it's okay.
No, and I'm about to explain, right? Like,
Mm.
I think it's a beautiful thing to have mentors. I think like we all are dealt different cards in life, right? So with me growing up, I've always kind of like grown up by myself. I didn't stay in a place for too long. I moved around quite a bit. So that didn't give me the opportunity to like cultivate like the strongest relationships and bonds in a particular place. But last year, last year I took some time to think about this, and I reached out to some of the guys, like you said, like putting yourself in these rooms with people that are doing better than you, and people that you want to get to where they are.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I reached out to some guys, and it was such a weird conversation. It's so weird
How is
because
it weird?
because it's like, how do you? Maybe people know how to do it, but how do you hit somebody up and say, "Hey, I want you to be my mentor," or
But you know,
can I
like
be your mentee?
I think it's like more of an organic thing. Like even I have a mentor at work, and he's like on the C-suite.
Right.
Well, he's not a C-suite, but he's like what technically is he's like chief general counsel or something like
Okay.
that. But it was organic. He was originally my manager.
Yeah.
And he asked me, "Do you want to keep one-on-ones?" But I was drawn to him because he was a black man, and
Okay.
he did like a forum at work on finance.
Right.
And so when I would meet with him, we were supposed to be talking about like what I was doing,
Yeah.
but I was just asking questions about finance to the point where he was like, "Okay, like we found out that they didn't start my 401k because I went like to contract and full time. They forgot to start it."
Oh wow.
So, so it was stuff like that. Like the conversations I was having with him, he asked me like, once he moved in his position, he was like, "Do you still want to continue our one-on-ones?" And I said, "Yeah." So it wasn't like I was just like, "I want you to be my mentor," because I
Right.
do think that kind of is like weird.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But you see, like
But
you
when-
guys kind of had like a situation
Yeah.
already, right? Like for me, I didn't have like I knew people that were doing things,
Mhm.
but they also looked at me as, oh, like the young man that is also like that is doing his own thing, right? So they didn't feel like they needed to
kind of mentor
to
you
mentor me
because they
or
felt like
nothing.
you were already
do
in
my
the-
thing,
yeah.
right? But me just thinking through it, I'm like, damn, like I've done a lot of things myself,
Mhm.
and I feel like I'm in a place where I need to start having some other dialogues and conversations with somebody that's going to, just open my eyes to a different
To
world.
a
or
different
something,
world,
like,
yeah, and push you beyond
Yeah.
what you see for
E-
yourself.
Exactly. So I had to like tap on their shoulder, like, hey, I see what you're doing. I know you think I'm Chonye, then that's cool. But but like this is where I am and this is where I'm trying to go. I know that you're there, and I would like to kind of be under your wings. And but I would say if anybody was going to take that route, propose value first, right?
Mhm.
Like I wasn't telling them to just give me all their secrets. And stuff. It was more
Right.
like, how can I be of service to you? Like, call me. Like, I don't even care what the work is, right? So far, we're not going to shoot somebody or Call me, I'll be there.
Your
You know,
videos.
so it was kind of that conversation, and
But it is like that because even when I think about like sometimes it's the people that's like organically in your circle too, but like in a way like we're friends because I also add value to you.
right,
It's although like you're in a space where I look up to or I
right,
see like where I want to go,
right.
like we still have a dynamic or a relationship because we still like
There's a
add value
value
to
system. Yeah,
yeah, there's
it's
some type of
always,
give and take.
always,
And that's how
always.
like a relationship just has to be. So that makes sense. Like when you have a mentor, I think also like because I was one of the questions too I was gonna ask you like do you mentor people
Right,
as well? I mean
right,
organically it's me too.
right,
But like do you have like mentees? Because some people also their value in it and or what they get from it is like their fulfillment
right,
to give back.
right, right. No, I love to share knowledge. I think like it's so important. I think like there's the only other thing you can do with the knowledge is die with it,
Mm,
right? So, whether it's like people that like let's take the tech space for example, right? There are
mm.
people that I know that kind of want to get into the tech space but don't know where to start.
Y'all influence me for sure.
Right, so I would
Like
I would have those conversations, and whereas like before I got into the tech space, even though I went to school for tech, but I end up getting into my entrepreneurship bag right after. So I didn't start off like going straight to like work, but a lot of people that were already doing it, like they were hoarding the information.
mm,
So now whoever is listening, I'm also not trying to waste my time, right? Because there's some people that just want to hear you talk.
yeah.
I, I'm,
No
I'm,
action.
yeah, I'm not in that business, right? So you have to like really be eager to do something about it. Some people, call and be like, hey man, like this is what I'm trying to do, this is what I'm trying to do. And I'll ask a few questions, kind of like see where their head is. And if I feel like you really like want to do it, I tell you like what I know. Like
Right.
I know one of my friends, shout out to him. He's doing real good. I even like I went as far as like even giving him the money for his classes initially. He ended up paying me back when he got a job. But even when he got done with his classes, he got two jobs right out the gate,
Yeah.
making way more than me. I was like, shout out
Yeah.
to you, my guy.
No, for
So
real.
so it's I think one, you should always share knowledge, but whether it's a mentor mentee relationship or just being able to add value like we talked about
Mhm.
in your people's lives, I'm all for it.
Nice. I love that. So since we've already started talking about money, can we talk about like day trading?
Yeah.
Because I think that's one of the things that I'm so like because you just see it like on actually my brother does it, but I didn't know he did it. But he's
Really?
been doing it for a long time and
Yeah.
he literally told me he was like, listen, it just started like hitting for him
Right,
because he
right,
was
right.
like this is it. Like TikTok makes it seem like you just start and you follow this pattern.
Do not follow
And then,
TikTok.
and
You will hit your head
then
against the wall. Do not follow TikTok. Let me tell you now.
so how did you get into it, and like what advice would you give people that want to get into day trading?
So,
And you
day
should even
trading.
consider day because you do it at night.
Yeah, it's I guess it's considered day because there are certain hours, right? At
Okay.
night, most people are probably just like maybe charting and looking
Oh,
looking
okay.
at
Because
what
I
they'll
always
do
see
the
people
next
in
day.
at night doing stuff.
No, no, it's early morning. So market opens at 8:30, but you would see some pre-market like movement. So some people that wake up maybe like 5 in the morning, they're kind of just getting ready for when the market opens,
Okay.
right? So but it's you trade it from 8:30 Central Time, of course, to like 3,
Okay.
right? So that's why it's day. And another reason why it's day would be like um you're buying and selling like through the day, because some people will tell you they're swing traders, which maybe they'll buy something today and sell like tomorrow or sell like in a few days. So
Hmm.
but how did I get into it? It was also one of those things where I was listening to some of my guys that they're older than me, but they will always talk about like the stock market.
Mm.
I would just listen and listen and listen, and I've known about it for the longest time. scared to first. I didn't even have the money to put in
That
when I
part.
learned about it. Then when I did get the money, I was scared to put the money in.
Scare money don't make no money.
That part, you feel me? You can say that again. But I I said, you know what? Using that theory, scare money don't make no money. Throw some money in there, get your skin in the game, right? And that's just how I started. Now, made tons of mistakes. Shoot, still make mistakes, right?
Mhm.
But just going through the ups and downs of trading, right? But
How many years have you been doing it?
officially, I would say about 6 now.
Mm.
Yeah, 5 6 years now. I've been doing it. Before that, I did some paper trading to kind of get my
What's
paper.
paper trading?
Paper trading is like you trading with fake money. It's like simulation trading.
Oh, okay.
Right, right.
How was the simulations?
Well, it's pretty much like you open. I don't even know if like all these platforms do it anymore, but I used to use E-Trade whenever E-Trade was a thing. And when you create an account, you can do paper trading where they give you simulated money, right? So you
Mm.
see money in your account, it's not real money, but you trade with it to see how you
To
do,
practice.
to practice.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of that, then I started using my own money. I think I think everybody should be trading. I understand everybody's not going to trade, or everybody might trade at different times. But one, the stock market is not going anywhere. So far as America, stock market is not going anywhere.
It's very true.
So so it's like once you learn how to do it, if today you got fired from your job, that you still have an opportunity,
Yeah.
right, to sit down. And if you know what you're doing, or you have people around you that know what they're doing, it's an opportunity where you can always like make some money, right? But I like day trading. I like the idea of like just knowing how much the economy is influenced by, whether it be politics and news, and how that actually moves money through an economy, through a
Influences,
country.
yeah.
It really really does, and people will be so surprised to 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 find out some of these things. Like when DT comes online and say something crazy maybe about Bitcoin, just like you see, he
It
launched the
just
Trump coin.
falls.
Whether he says something positive, it goes up. Says something negative, it drops. The different news that come out, like unemployment news and things, and how that actually
Influences,
moves.
yeah.
It moves money around.
Mhm.
So it's a beautiful thing. I think anybody that wants to get into it, do your research. There's a lot of people online that just throw information. Don't listen to everybody. Take what I do with online information is I take all the information in, and then I kind of like filter through the information to get what I need from it. So do that, and yeah, if you have some money on the side to trade.
Has it influenced a lot of your financial literacy?
Yes,
In
yes,
what ways?
definitely. Like I said, just knowing
How the
things.
economy works?
Yes, knowing how the economy works, and just even the fearlessness of like not being so stuck in the cycle of having a job, which is not a bad thing to have a job,
I
right?
swear.
Like, but we're so fearful. It's like some people, if you lose your job, it's like, damn, like I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
But I can always like,
Or even retirement.
yeah,
Like my parents are both retired right now. And my dad was retired first, but my mom, who is predominantly the breadwinner of the
right,
family, like I can tell like her stress level, she just seemed a bit more like uneasy
right,
because she was thinking like it's about like the both of us are about to be retired. Like, how
right.
are we gonna? And I mean, we kind of set them up like good. Like, I mean,
Okay, responsible
we
kids.
as my sister set them up good.
Take some credit. Take some
I'll
credit.
take credit though. I take credit though, cause me like my mom, whatever she need, like I'll be like, all right, cool. Anything I need to, like she's
Right.
still like that person. But like, and even like, I mean, I can't even take credit away from my dad. Like, he was clearly the one praying for these blessings while he was
Right.
pastoring. However, that fear of like, okay, now I don't have my 9 to 5 anymore. Like, where's the money coming from?
It's a real thing. So
Yeah.
even if you're not trading, right? Because some people look at trading like it's gambling, and true, there are some similar characteristics, right? But it's there's a lot more education that goes into it, right? You have to learn a whole lot more, know what you're doing, right? Um, but even if you're not trading, investing, you know,
Mm-hmm.
investing, and it is so it's such a thing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's such a thing because the day the stock market crashes, America crashes. America is not crashing.
Yeah.
At least they don't plan to.
Yeah.
So
Even
like,
when they say like, oh, the stock market crash is
well, the thing is, it can't go up forever, right?
okay.
Yeah, so
You have to balance it
you
out.
have to balance it out, right? So they drop it and move it back up. They drop it
Okay.
and move it back up. So that's just what they mean by
Mm-hmm.
a crash, right? And that's how money moves around. So even if you're not trading, investing is it's something that I think everybody should be looking into.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. This has been a really good conversation. I want to close it out with like your music. Number one, what is the message that you really want to get across when it comes to your music?
Um, with the music, to be honest, it's not one particular message, right? Every song there's something in it. Whether it is I have songs that I've written that's about pain, about loss. Rest in peace to my mom. I lost my mom like
That's a piece of
2021.
mommy.
There's different songs carry different messages. If if it's a fun song, be a fun person, be a nice person, be a pleasant person. If it's if
Are you
it's
gonna write a song about day trading?
definitely not. Definitely not. I don't even know how to start that song.
Now you gotta give them all the tips and
You
tricks in
feel
there.
me? But yeah, there's not one message, but I think for me, always joy and positivity.
Joyous
Uh,
calm.
that part. It's at the forefront of my music, I would say.
Okay, and so what can people expect from you next?
Ooh, this year is going to be fun. A lot of music coming out.
Love
I'm
it.
actually gearing up to shoot a music video on Sunday.
You were
Um,
looking for girls.
yes, I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I
What
was.
age?
I mean,
Am I too old?
no, you're not too old.
Okay.
You're not too old. Yeah, now I was definitely looking for some girls. I think we might have found some. My videographer is, kind of pinning that down, but new music coming, loads of new music coming. I'm doing a whole lot of collaborations as well with like, um, you know, local Dallas artists and just artists in the diaspora. Like, this year, like we talked about, I'm about to be annoying with the content.
We love it. It's
So it's
necessary.
necessary. I'm
It's,
all
it's,
up in your face.
it's really
You get me?
necessary. So this has been amazing. Thank you so much, Chonye. We appreciate you for coming
Thank
on the
you.
Savage Season Experience. I'm Ayana Faye, and this has been Savage Season.
Thank you very
A
much.
wrap.